Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the best 10 brawlers to carry with inside of ranks. So most of these, it doesn't really matter where they're like positioned in the meta, but a lot of these I'll be using on my free-to-play account, on my mini accounts, to just boost up and just carry my opponents. Because I think for the most part, up until maybe even like Masters even, you've got to carry your team, especially if you know, your teammates are going stupid picks. This happens a lot of the time, so you have to go these high carry potential brawlers up until you get to at least like a decent level, and then you start actually like outdrafting opponents. So let's start off with Rico. So Rico isn't really a meta pick at the moment. I would say actually on the bottom half of the meta for sure right now, but he is one of the best carry brawlers for sure. So he's one of my favorite brawlers, one of the brawlers I'm best with, but it doesn't matter. I just think his carry potential is insane. Everybody knows he's one of the most played brawlers in the game, actually, still crazy enough, but that's thanks to his multiple launcher gadget. That's thanks to just his hypercharge, his super. He can make a lot of high damage quick plays, which will allow him to get team wipes in the right moments. And sometimes, because your randoms are so bad, you literally might need like a team wipe in Brawl, for example, to score a goal, and Rico is perfect for that. And in terms of gem grab, really good at controlling. You know, it can be good in some knockout situations as well. So yeah, I really like Rico when it comes down to trying to carry my way up past legendary. Next brawler you should be looking to carry with absolutely in ranked right now has to be B. So B has dropped down the meta quite a bit. I would say she is in the B tier or something like that, but I think again this brawler is just a carry machine. This is why a lot of like the hackers in Brawl Stars tend to use B, because she's got such high damage output, and when you're tapping with B you can just get insane pressure. It's insane. So for example, like in hot zone with B, if you've got correct aim and the map gets a little bit opened up, you can literally 1 versus 3. It's insane. It's the same like in Brawl. In overtime, if it goes to like B is the best overtime brawler, because she can just go from one brawler to another with slows, with her gadget, and just to 4k shots, 5k shots with the hypercharge. So yeah, I just think she's absolutely insane in terms of carry potential, and especially at the really low ranks as well. You can pretty much go B everywhere. She's very flexible. Just don't go her on super open maps on like Bounty, for example. But outside of that, you can always go a B. The next brawler you must be looking to play a lot in ranks if you're looking to carry it has to be Piper. So again, another brawler that has gone down a lot in the meta rankings. I don't even think she's not really that usable in pro play, but she is absolutely usable up until Masters, I believe, mainly because again, like, people haven't figured out how to juke properly when it comes down to Masters and below, so you can tap quite consistently with Piper. So she is high risk, high reward in that sense, but again, high damage. She's going to be carrying as much as possible when it comes down to Bounty and knockout pretty much all the time on a mini account. I don't even care what I'm facing off against, even like the likes of Nani. I know that I can just outskill the opponent just because I'm below Masters, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can play her gem grab if you want, but those longer range maps you can absolutely carry with. I will try and stay towards Bounty and knockout, but you can play her elsewhere as well. The next brawler you must be looking to carry with inside of ranked right now has to be Tara. Tara's carry potential is absolutely insane, and that's thanks to her hypercharge. You can get it so quickly, but the pets as well. I just think you can spawn trap very easily with Tara, and she's one of the few brawlers left in the meta where again the hypercharge can pretty much guarantee a team wipe or at least a couple of kills. She's the best brawler inside of gem grab, and the good thing about Tara, she's always been good in the kind of mid ranked range, like around legendary and below, etc. Like, Tara's always been good no matter how strong she's been in competitive play, so for that reason she'll always be meta. So you can't really risk your resources going into Tara. Like, she's always going to be good in the meta. And again, like, I don't think people really know the power of Tara, weirdly enough. They'd rather just go some other brawlers, but Tara's just so consistent. I play her a lot in Brawl as well. There's a lot of grassy maps in the Brawl meta right now. There's some hot zone maps that I play Tara on as well, because she's a good counter to snipe, well, like, it's not snipers, single shot brawlers with her pets. So she's pretty flexible in this meta. The next brawler must be looking to carry with inside of ranked right now has to be Lawrie. So I'm saying this because Lumi's win rate is, I think, below average across the board. Well, actually, like, below Masters, because people just don't really know how to use Lawrie correctly. But I feel like if you master how to play Lawrie, you can pretty much just play her into anything and you win the game. So with Lawrie, again, like in pro play, she's the most picked, she's the most banned brawler. just going to show how strong she is, but the casuals just don't really know her strengths. Maybe I need to make a Lumi guide, but the main thing is it's just abusing her freeze gadget, making sure you're just getting good control and just allowing yourself to get as much damage as possible with your coolback. As long as you get like one slow, then you can quickly repeat the process and just rip through people like crazy. It's just insane. Like again, Lumi you can pretty much play everywhere except for like shooting star and really open maps. You can play her in every single situation. So I've been abusing her a bunch on my free-to-play account because nobody plays her, nobody bans her, and she's like one of the best brawlers inside of the game. Another brawler you should be looking to master if you want to carry hard inside of ranked has to be Kaze. So Kaze, it's a difficult one because even myself, I struggle to make Kaze work because I'm just not that good with her, but the good Kaze players, they'll make the difference and they'll just make some insane plays. So the reason again, Kaze, she's insane because of her hypercharge, her ninja super, and just her kind of surprise element. You could just take your team on your back because she's such a good aggressive brawler. She can constantly take like the aggro from two of the enemies. So for example, like in gem grab, even if you're not doing much, just literally her main attack can allow her to get into a position, so then they're pinching you out, your teammates can just collect gems a little bit easier. I just think the pressure you can get with Kaze is absolutely insane, even if you're doing nothing. So for that reason, I think it's worthwhile trying to learn how to play Kaze as much as possible. I did do a guide on Kaze if you guys want to learn more about her, but again, she's super flexible, one of the best gem grab brawlers, one of the best brawlers inside of heist. She can be good in knockout bounty as a surprise pick. She's just good in every single situation, and I think against the worst of players, they're gonna be letting you farm hypercharge a lot more consistently because again, they're just not figured out how to keep the distance against a brawler like Kaze. So yeah, definitely a brawler you should be looking to master if you want to perform well in ranked. But next brawler you must be looking to play if you want to carry your teammates inside of ranked, it has to be Kenji. So again, another aggressive brawler that myself I can't really play too consistently, but when I see an enemy Kenji and they cook, I'm like, okay, I need to learn this brawler because they can just do so much on the map. The hypercharge is, of course, absolutely broken. That's a fundamental thing. You can use Kenji without hypercharge, but make sure you've got the hypercharge, one of the best inside of the game. It can equal team wipe, but it takes a long while to get, but it's just Kenji, like the pressure that you can get and the amount of super cycling, like you can just get so much damage onto the opponent's side where it doesn't matter if your teammates are just missing shots, you're just eating the opponents alive because of how strong he is right now in the meta as well. So good thing about Kenji as well is that he's just good into a lot of different matchups. If you're just an insane Kenji player, you can pretty much win even against some disgusting counters, like even like Tara or some aggro brawlers. If timed correctly, you can like duke out a lot of supers that counter you. So I just think it's super flexible, really strong brawler in the meta, and Kenji's forever been good. The next brawler you must be looking to master if you want to carry your teammates as much as possible inside of ranked, it has to be Carl. Carl, again, one of these brawlers where he's very hot and cold in terms of the meta ranking, but right now he's ultra consistent and has been for a long time. And the reason why Carl is so good is because he's got so many different strategies and layers to him. So the first one is side of bounty. He's one of the best bounty brawlers because you can just flying hook to get the blue star, and I mean, your teammates might not know to just sit back and keep the lead, but you get what I mean. It can get you on the front foot pretty early on. And again, like a good Cole player can always sniff when there's like an easy moment to get a kill, again with flying hook. And if you're playing Cole on other game modes, you can easily just use the fire gadget as well on top of that. But Cole has always been a carry brawler. Literally when he was released and in competitive play back in my day, back in the dinosaur days, Cole was always like, I used to always put the best player on my team on the Cole. I could never play the Cole, you get what I mean. But again, when I faced it off against other Coles as well, they're always just doing the most. And it still is the same to this day because you can make so many aggressive plays, and the amount of damage you can deal with Cole's super, with his main attack, like he's just so versatile. And yeah, again, when on my mini account, I'll try and play as much Cole as possible to try and carry. The next brawler you must be looking to play if you want to carry your teammates as much as possible has to be Surge. So a lot of you might disagree here because Surge is pretty trash in this meta. But again, it's one of these brawlers, maybe it's one of my favorite brawlers, so I tend to pop off with him a lot of the time. But I just think if you're a good Surge player, especially on like Brawl Ball, Gem Grab, Hot Zone, you can just absolutely just get an insane amount of damage, and that will always be the case with Surge no matter how strong he is in the meta. It's just because he's one of those pop-off brawlers. You're chaining supers, you're knocking back the enemy, you can just take on the world, especially with the gadget that allows you to get extra pieces of ammo. I just think against like not the best players in the world, they won't know how to keep their distance against Surge. So for that reason, I think he's a great brawler to carry with. He'll get a lot of damage on the on your side. And again, like I've been playing Surge a lot on my free-to-play account, and I'm seeing to having no real big problems right now because he's pretty consistent low down. I think he's like a good shutdown brawler to assassins, tanks. So again, hopefully Surge gets some buffs in the future, but he'll forever be one of those brawlers that I look to play a lot just to carry my teammates with. So moving on to the last brawler on this list, it is Amber. So I was going to put like brawlers like Lily, and maybe there's a few other ones which you guys use a lot. You'll have to let me know down in the comment section. But the last one is Amber. So I actually got a little bit of advice from Drake here because he's been playing on his free-to-play account a lot. I think it's free-to-play, but he's been playing a lot of Amber on that. So I've been taking his advice and trying it for myself, and it actually seems to work out a lot. So the reason why is because, again, Amber is just this ultra consistent brawler, but she actually gets a surprising amount of damage. It might not be like the quickest burst damage, it's more so damage over time throughout a match, but that does equal a lot in a game, right? If you're just constantly connecting supers, you're just constantly just getting one kill after, you know, like another kill 20 seconds later with super, etc. You know, it adds up throughout a game. And again, the good thing about Amber is you can play her everywhere. You can play on pretty much every single map, every single situation. So if you're one of these people that don't have a lot of maxed out brawlers, Amber is always going to be one of these great ones. And again, if you get the hypercharge as well, it can equal a team wipe. So hot zone, gem grab, brawl, heist, you can pretty much go Amber into everything. Literally, there's not really any counters to her in the meta. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know who you think, well, who you use to carry your teammates with. Also, I'm hoping there's an update tomorrow. Just not really known what to upload recently. Like, I feel like if I put a lot of time and effort into things, it's just not really been cooking too well because of Brawl Stars' current state. So yeah, I'm hoping this update brings a lot of life, but I've got a lot of fresh ideas. You know, I've took a little bit of a break so I can not get just get burnt out with the update. So anyways, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on stream later today, and yeah, bye bye.